In a small, forgotten village nestled between two mountains lived a boy named Elias. The village was isolated, with no electricity, limited education, and barely any opportunities. But Elias was born with something rare, a fire in his eyes that no one could understand. While others were content farming and living out the same life as their ancestors, Elias always asked questions, always looked to the horizon, and wondered what lay beyond the mountains. His father, a farmer who had never left the village, would say, "Dreams are for people who can afford to fail. We cannot." But Elias couldn't help it. Every time he saw a bird fly across the peaks, his heart ached to follow it. At 14, he began walking to the neighboring town every week, a 10-mile journey, just to sit in a library for a few hours. He read everything: science, philosophy, history, and biographies of people who had changed the world. He wasn't looking for a blueprint to success. He was looking for proof that it was possible. He needed to know that someone, somewhere, had started with nothing and still made it. People laughed at him. They called him foolish, said he was chasing clouds. Even his mother cried at night, worried he was wasting his youth chasing a fantasy. But Elias believed that if he just kept moving forward, something would eventually change. At 18, with nothing but a borrowed backpack, a notebook, and a few coins, Elias left the village. He promised his parents he'd return a different man. No one believed him. Not even he fully did. But the fire pushed him on. He slept in train stations. He worked odd jobs, washing dishes, cleaning floors, carrying bricks in construction sites. And every night, no matter how tired he was, he read, he wrote, he dreamed. There were days he wanted to give up, days when hunger felt louder than hope. He failed countless times, rejected from jobs, scammed by strangers, insulted by people who saw only a poor boy with too many dreams. But every time he was knocked down, he remembered the mountain. Not the one in front of him, but the one inside him. Years passed. Slowly, painfully, Elias began to change his life. He earned a scholarship to a university after impressing a professor with an essay he'd written while working nights as a janitor. He studied with intensity, as if every word was a brick in the foundation he was building for himself. After graduation, he didn't chase money. He chased impact. He started a small organization to help underprivileged students access education, just like he once needed. At first, no one cared, but he kept going. One village became 5. 5 became 50. His work attracted attention. Awards followed. Funding came. 20 years after he left his home, Elias returned to the village, not as the poor dreamer they remembered, but as the founder of a global movement. He built a library in the center of town, the same kind he once walked 10 miles to reach. He funded schools. He gave jobs. He gave hope. And when a young boy came to him, eyes full of wonder, and asked, "Do you think someone like me can leave this place and change the world?" Elias smiled and said, "You don't need to leave to change the world. You only need to believe that the world can change through you."